Blog Talk Radio.
What is up? Field Street Forum Live, back here on a Wednesday. It's game week, y'all. We got G-Day coming up this Saturday, which means we have Georgia football this week. We got recruiting, major news for the Dogs. Got a huge recruiting weekend coming up. Got basketball news, got baseball news, sort of, kind of. That's kind of neat. Whatever else you want to talk about, give us a call, 347-850-8025, 347-850-8025, and we will get you on the air with any questions, comments. Just join us. That'll be cool. I'm your host, The Real Dre, soon to be joined by Jason Harry Dog.
That's
Dustin
right.
Dustin will be kicking in here in a little bit. So what's up, Jason? How are you?
I'm going to kick Dustin in. What's up with that?
Hey, he's going to kick in eventually. I'm sure he'll.
I'm going to kick him in.
I mean, he does a lot. He can't, he does too much with the YouTube page to kick him too bad. I mean,
That's true. Yeah. That's true. He was claiming today that he knew more about recruiting than I do.
Who, Dustin was?
Yeah, Dustin. And it pissed me off because it's true. And he's not supposed to speak the truth like that, so.
Well, the fun thing is, I didn't hear Dustin saying we were going to get a commit today. And lo and behold, we did. So I know one person that was telling me about a commit last night that ended up coming to fruition today.
Well, whatever. He said I had to brag about it.
So that would be one Jalen Kimber, 4-star defensive back out of Texas. Kid's, 6'2", 180.
I think he ran a laser 4.4, yeah.
Oof. So you're saying he's slightly athletic as well?
Yeah, he can play. He's one of those like Stevenson and those guys like that, to where Kirby's basically taking the 4 or 5 defensive backfield positions, and they're basically going to be all the same players. You're not really going to have safeties or corners or anything like that. They're just going to be out there, which makes it confusing as hell.
Right. Well, load up with as many as you can like that, and I'll take my chances. At 6'2", 180. 40-inch vertical, too, I think I saw, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, he's athletic as heck. For a long time, it looked like he was kind of a lean to Alabama, and then, of course, and I think this was Dustin's favorite part. Of course, Florida, hosted them for a visit, and they thought they were all in on it, and they were pissed when they figured out we were getting them. They were like, "Oh, here goes Georgia again. I'm tired of losing guys to Georgia." And so,
right.
I heard Dustin say Mullen could suck it.
Mullen's a clown.
I just like
Foot Locker.
He's just such a dweeb, man. I mean, I know just because he thinks because he wears J's he's cool, but he it's not cool when you just wear them to try to think you're cool, try to make people think you're cool. It's like,
dude,
come
sometimes
on.
when I talk about him, I feel like I'm in, like, middle school because I feel like I'm, like, picking on the dork of the class.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, but he does it. It's not like I'm sitting here wanting to sound like a middle schooler saying he's the biggest dork in the world and he's just a dork. But he freaking does it.
Right.
He's Kirby's son.
Well, and here's the thing. Here's the thing, too. Why even worry about him when Georgia is just, there's no need to even talk about him, but he tries to interject himself into things, tries to attach his name to Georgia, even though Georgia's beating his ass every time, basically every time they've played him, be it at Mississippi State or Florida.
That's funny.
It's just,
me and Dustin were talking earlier when we were talking about Mullen, and I was like, man, right now he's just riding UGA's coattails because he knows Florida isn't relevant. And he's trying to use us to bring up Florida's relevance again, trying to make it into the big, feud again and all that good stuff because he knows we're going to whoop his ass for a couple of years at least.
Yes. I think I had a friend of mine, Gensu, that has been on the podcast with us before, and he loves recruiting and he keeps up with all of it, as much as anybody. And I think he was saying and I don't remember the exact numbers, but I think he said it's like he always likes to ask me, hey, Georgia's got 17 5-stars on the roster. Guess how many Florida has? And I'm like, 0. No, he's like 0, 17-0. We're gonna keep
it's
beating
wild
that ass.
if you think about that.
I mean, we're not talking about some remote school, man. It's Florida, in the middle of a recruiting hotbed. I mean, the whole state.
He can't relate with the kids that he's recruiting.
Right.
That's the problem.
Because he's a big fat dork.
Yes. And he tries to make the funny jokes and everything else, and he's just a dork. He really is.
Did y'all mention the thing he did?
I know we had G. Do what, Dustin? Sorry.
Did y'all mention the attendance thing he did?
No.
What was that? I saw a headline, but
So he tweaked his the attendance number for Florida this spring game to be 38 for 38 years since Georgia's won a national championship, and 38,000, whatever the number was, how many games it's been since Georgia won a national championship. That was the stab he took this week.
Yeah, see, it's because he knows nobody gives a crap about him right now. And he has to do something to be relevant, so he's just riding UGA's coattails. Just like we said. That's all it is. He's a little prick. He wants to wear, oh my God, little brother trying to be funny. I can't remember. It wasn't important. Oh, no. I was going to say, speaking of being connecting with the kids, if you get a chance, watch the go watch the video on the tweet that UGA football put out where it's Todd Hartley mic'd up.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Man, that dude's good.
Yeah.
There might be some time into that.
Do what?
There might be some time into that video for recruiting.
True. That's very true. I know we've got a massive recruiting visitor list this weekend. Jason and Dustin, you guys want to can you spread the info on who all's visiting, or is it better just to say not who's coming?
I was about to say, it might be easier to just say who's not visiting. It's basically a who's who.
Right.
You got 3 official visitors, which is Jalen Kimber, who just committed, 5-star linebacker Mikael Sherman, and Ohio State 5-star offensive line commit Paris Johnson. And then, I mean, you got Kendall Milton, Jordan Birch, 5-star, 5-star. Arik Gilbert, 5-star. Keely Ringo, 5-star. Amarius Mims, 2021, 5-star. I mean, it's just a ton of them coming, dude. It's crazy. I wish, because Darnell Washington's kind of doing a Southeast tour. And I think he was just at Auburn, about to be at Alabama. I wish he'd stay down and just come on to G-Day, too.
They said
yeah, right. Say that again, Jason, or Dustin?
They said that he might, but he's not going to tell nobody ahead of time.
Oh, he'll do it then, I guarantee. I mean, basically, for our targets, you don't have Breesy there because he's about to commit to Clemson anyway. Justin Fullo, you know, he's from on the other side of the country. He just named his top group. Julian Fleming isn't going to be there. Jordan Birch is going to be there. Who knows if Miles Murphy's going to be there. I mean, Arik Gilbert, Keely Ringo, Mikael Sherman, Kendall Milton. Don't think Rakeem Jarrett's going to be there. Like we're talking about, Darnell Washington might be. Broderick Jones, 5-star, will be there. It wouldn't be a surprise if DeMarcus Bowman showed up. And then another interesting 5-star is Oklahoma commit Jace McClellan. I might even keep an eye on him. Maybe not as far as visiting this weekend, but I'd keep an eye on him.
And this is Milton's first time on campus.
Who?
This is Milton's first time on campus.
Yeah, Milton's first time on campus. That's where the running back stuff gets interesting because you have Oklahoma who has Jace McClellan, and then they're probably getting another 5-star running back, and then they have crystal ball picks for Milton to go there. And, I mean, very doubtful they get all three, so I would keep an eye on what they get and what Milton does after he visits here for the first time and all that, because it wouldn't surprise me if we get Lloyd and either Milton or McClellan. And I haven't seen or heard anything on Justin Rogers. I don't know if we kind of cooled on him because he wants to play defensive line. You know, I mean, I know he's trending to Tennessee real big. Right. But I haven't heard that Lloyd's going to be there, I don't think.
I haven't seen that anywhere, so I'm assuming not.
So, I mean, that's just the 25 stars. And then you look at Amarius Mims, he's going to be there. And Rusty on 247, I just saw earlier today in one of their chats where they, you know, I can't remember which one it was, or else I'd send people there. He compared them to freaking Laramie Tunsil. And he's already said Georgia leads. Yeah, he's already said Georgia leads. And so he'll be there.
Is Tate Ratledge going to come?
Tate Ratledge is coming.
Did was who? I guess you said Kimber's going to be there. How big
Kimber?
How big
yep.
was that to just kind of kick off the weekend? Was that kind of a? You think he'd been committed for a while?
You know they did it. You know they did it on purpose.
Brought it out, yeah.
There's a method to the madness. My guess is that he was planning on doing it this weekend, and then somebody else has come up, so he moved his up to now. So all of them weren't, right there together.
He plays his mind games really well, Kirby.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Oh, here you go. 5-star 2021 Brock Vandegrift's going to be there.
You think we get him, Jason?
Do I know?
You think we'll end up getting him next year?
I don't know. It's kind of weird what we're doing with the quarterback recruitments, because you're seeing guys like him, and then you're seeing guys like Eric McLaughlin, who had just done either we're not going after them hard, or we're just not getting any traction with them, and it seems like we're going after the more athletic type, quarterbacks that can run in through.
Mhm.
But regardless of what Vandegrift or Aaron McLaughlin does, that other 2022 quarterback is the one I'd be watching out for. And
Jason's like Kirby. He's thinking. Jason's out here thinking 2 and 3 years ahead.
Shoot, man, I got some 8th graders I'm ready to show them, baby. We 5 years ahead. Shoot. Central Phoenix City be recruiting all these boys from around here. I got some 8th graders, baby.
Hey, until you bring one to our school again, I don't want to hear that.
Hey, what you want me to do? It's Dre's turn.
Hey, on that note,
Dre got one last year. He got an offensive lineman last year, right, Dre?
Yeah, in fact, I saw his dad. We were out to eat, and I saw Warren McClendon's dad. I saw Coach McClendon, and he was talking about how he's been up there. He said he's enjoying. He said he's dropped about 15 pounds already, and working with the twos. They said he's what he said. So Warren might be making a little noise up there, man.
Hey, he's more stout than I thought he was.
Do what?
He's more stout than I thought he was too. Especially in his bottom half. Like it's not necessarily like Trey Hill, because nobody I've seen is like Trey Hill, because he has 2 tree trunks down there. But he's more built like Trey Hill than I thought originally.
Yeah, he's thick, but dude, I'm telling you, his technique is very good for a high school kid. I mean, Pittman's got a lot to work with McClendon. I know he's, and being a 912 kid, I'm probably a little biased, but I think he's gonna contribute significantly, if not be a starter the next couple of years. I mean, with that depth, that's saying a lot, I think.
Yeah, I was seeing somewhere that somebody thinks that Wilson's gone after next year too.
I really think that's why we're playing Jamari Sawyer out at right tackle so much.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have somebody to plug in. We'll have somebody to plug in there after Wilson leaves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jamari, he's coming on strong, man.
Oh, the 2022 quarterback I was talking about was Gunnar Stockton, Raven County.
He's good.
Yeah, regardless of what Aaron McLaughlin or Vandegrift does, I think that's going to be our kind of top overall target for those couple of years there that we're going to kind of expect to come in and take over. And that dude, he's the real deal. Like, easily the real deal.
Who, you said you feel like it was obviously, planned for everything to come out. Who do you have an idea on who may be next? Or how many, what's your over-under on?
I'm going to let Dustin.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm letting Dustin tell you, since he knows more about recruiting than I do.
Are we allowed to say stuff on here?
Well, first, what's the over under on of say 2.5?
You probably got to say that's probably gonna be interesting.
I'd probably go 2.5. Talking about overall.
You gonna go over?
Guys.
What are you gonna take? I'm gonna take 2 each.
I'm gonna wait till Dustin says what he says because I'm going off what he says. He's a recruiting master.
Says the guy who puts 50 articles up a week.
No, that's you.
Well, I'm gonna call Sherman. I think he's the one that's probably gonna be the leader of the class, which is gonna be weird for someone outside Georgia a bit, but I think he's gonna come out this week. And I heard from someone else that Gilbert might pull the trigger this weekend.
We shall see. It makes sense because somebody told me 2 5-stars, so we'll see.
But I would say the outside one that the two that you can look at is the linebacker out of Athens. That'd be a surprise guy that could. But then I don't know. Does Tate Ratledge have a timeline, Jason?
And I don't know.
Whenever?
I think he's still kind of going back and forth between Tennessee and Georgia. You know, just the way he's been acting, I don't even think it'd be a huge surprise if Ringo went in and popped.
For real?
Yeah, I don't think it'd be a huge surprise. I mean, I'm not saying I absolutely think he does or anything, but, you know, some of these guys have timelines and all, and then some of them have timelines that break the timeline. So it wouldn't, I wouldn't be like, whoa, I never saw that coming, you know. And, I mean, you look at a guy like Z Walker, you know, he just dropped his top 5. So, I mean, who knows? He may want to hurry the process up.
The over-under, and we won't be able to play this out until about December, but average rating on 247 at the end of this being 94. Because we might sneak a little bit over 94 on average target after it's all said and done.
You might. Really, really might. And honestly, it also wouldn't be a surprise whether it be this weekend or as a result of this weekend or whatever if that 5-star Mims, the 2021 offensive lineman, wouldn't be a surprise if he was the next 2021 guy.
So things are looking up on the recruiting front, huh?
Oh yeah, they rolling. I mean, it's funny reading these boards like Florida and South Carolina, and I don't know if Tennessee's figured it out yet. They're usually a little bit slower. Basically saying, you know, we'll get who UGA doesn't want.
Which is somewhat true.
Well, I mean, they're the ones saying it. It's not us just bragging. They know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, is Breezy coming in Saturday, you said? Still?
No. No.
He's not? Oh. All right.
So he's committing on the 23rd, I think.
Right. I mean, Saturday's the 20th, so, I mean,
yeah,
could have had that last
he said he wasn't visiting anywhere before he committed.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh, another one that was just on campus is Trenton Simpson from Mallard Creek, North Carolina. He's a big target. Do what?
Kind of near where I grew up at.
Is it? Well, he used to be. He was teammates with Jordan Davis.
What position does he play?
He's a linebacker. So he's a big target. And then, you know, like, who else? Ratledge will be there. We said Jordan Birch. That's
what
the
about
other
that offensive
interesting
lineman
thing.
from Texas?
Yeah.
Ogunbi, or however you say it. I think he's supposed to come.
You think?
But really, Jordan Birch is kind of an interesting one because, you know, Clemson's supposedly getting this big, huge defensive line haul this year with Greasy and Miles Murphy and Birch. But then Birch has been at South Carolina. You know, he's from South Carolina anyway. He may even be from Columbia. I can't remember. But he's been at South Carolina the past 3 weekends. And then now he'll be at UGA this weekend. So, I mean, Clemson could get all 3 of them, or Birch could be the one that's kind of odd man out, I guess you want to say. You know, thinking the other 2 will be ahead of them or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but, I mean, follow the visits. He went to South Carolina 3 weekends in a row. And I would definitely like our chances with it being a Georgia-South Carolina battle than a Georgia-Clemson battle right now, as far as defensive linemen go.
Mm-hmm.
But that's an interesting one that's coming. I mean, you got Henry Gray's coming, Joel Williams, Theo Johnson, the Canadian tight end, Jalen Carter, 2 Georgia running backs that Tank Bigsby, who I don't think we're actually recruiting that hard, Kobe Pryor, who's like basically just dying for a Georgia offer.
That's the one you said.
Dude, I love Kobe Pryor, man.
I was just about
he was taking him over Milton.
Wanted him this one.
I would take Kobe Pryor over Kendall Milton right now. That's probably a 50% because I like him that much, 50% bias because he's from Cedartown and he works out with Nick Chubb. And I've seen his workouts on the videos, and he looks like a freaking beast. And he can run the ball. So, I mean, partly biased. I'm not scared to admit, but not so totally biased that I'm not serious about it either. I would probably take him over Milton right now.
But you wouldn't take him over Lloyd, right?
Oh, no. I like Lloyd a lot. Then 2021 guys, dude, if we can pull these 3 2021 offensive linemen, dear Lord, Sam Pittman. I mean, you got, okay, we talked about Amarius Mims, Terrence Ferguson, Michael Morris. Michael Morris is down from Dre's area, Camden County.
Yeah.
And then Terrence Ferguson from Peach County. So, I mean, we get those 3 dudes in the 2021 class, dear God. Then David Daniel in 2021 class, he's a big target. Jaden Thomas for Pace Academy, he's big athletic dude. Jaquez Smith, he's that big safety. He's another one that could easily be. He'll probably be one of our big 2021 guys. Deion Colsey, I think he's from the Athens area. And then Vandergriff, and then Kamara Wilcoxon. He's an athletic dude. He's actually committed to Florida, but he's from Georgia. So I mean, it's stacked, dude.
Mhm. It's gonna be something fun to keep up with and see what happens.
And there's always names that end up showing up that wasn't even just on the radar showing up here. So I mean, I'd always keep an eye out.
I wonder. Do you think? I was kind of wondering if the kid that just committed from Texas.
Kimber.
I bet he. You think he hangs out with that lineman from Texas very much, or this weekend?
I mean, who knows? You would think we would kind of put him on him. I mean, Kirby obviously knows what he's doing. So I'll tell you this though: out of those names that just came out, Georgia's gotten crystal ball picks recently for Jalen Kimber, who just committed, Mikael Sherman, Darnell Washington, Arik Gilbert. Let's see, Amarius Mims in the 2021 class. I mean, that's some serious talent, dude. And I'll tell you this right now. If frickin' Todd Hartley comes in and pulls Arik Gilbert and Darnell Washington, I mean, that automatically puts him up in, like, God, man. I mean, that's like saying Pittman-Del McGee territory, son.
Right.
Dear
Well,
Lord.
he's got NFL draftees that he can point to, and as young as his career is.
I mean, my God, son. What's the boy doing? He's coming in just killing it. I mean, Charleston Warren, the new DB coach, coming in just pulled Jalen Kimber from Texas.
Right.
These dudes are killing it.
Everybody is but one guy.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard to ignore that, dude. And I don't want to stay on that again for a long time, but it's hard to ignore that.
But that's this year too. Now, last year,
I'm not saying he's even necessarily weak. Like, I mean, I think he's doing good, but all these other dudes are showing out. I mean, you better step up your game quick, or else they're going to see you as the weakest link.
But didn't he? I mean, can't you kind of give him? Didn't he have a pretty solid year last year with the recruiting class?
Solid, but I mean, you look at Travon Walker. I mean, that was a layup.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, all you had to do is show up and not screw up.
Right.
I don't know.
You know,
one of these
I do think
not like the other.
Yeah. Definitely not quite the same level, certainly. And like you said, it just sticks out like a sore thumb whenever he's slacking like that, or not slacking, whenever he's trailing 2 or 3 top 10 recruiters in the country, you know.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you don't want to come out like the dude just sucks, because he obviously doesn't. But, I mean, when somebody like Todd Hartley comes in, and he's been an on-field coach for, 2 years, and he's about to pull Darnell Washington and Arik Gilbert, and then you got Charleston Warren coming in, he's been on the job for months, and he's pulling Jalen Kimber out of Texas, and he's probably about to pull Ringo and maybe McLaughlin and all these dudes, and I just, whew. It's hard not to say it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to ignore. Because, I mean, right now he's got, for this class, Burroughs and Stackhouse, but, I mean, I kind of consider him layups like Travon Walker. I mean, and the main thing is you're always trying to get better no matter what. You know, just like last year, we could have offered Chaney, you know, money to keep him, and he might would have stayed, or probably would have stayed, or whatever. But I mean, he wanted to go somewhere, and we wanted to get better. So, you know, Coley at offensive coordinator and Hartley at tight ends coach is definitely a better recruiting tandem as far as tight ends and offensive coordinator. And we'll see about on the field. So, I mean, but you're just always trying to get better. And, I mean, you can't really look at Lanning. You can't really look at Schumann and say, man, they're not keeping up with the rest. And you definitely can't look at Sam Pittman or Dale McGee and think that. And definitely can't look at James Coley and think that. Right. And now Hartley's coming in doing what he's doing, and Warren's coming in doing what he's doing already. It's like, all right, Trey Scott, where you at? I mean, it's almost like having a A+ team and with a A- B+ with them. To where it's like, you know, he's definitely not a D or an F. I mean, he's good. But if, you know, Kirby's going to look at the end of the year and say, okay, where can I get better as a head coach? Where can we get better as a coaching staff? I can promise the first thing he's going to look at. And it ain't going to be Sam Pittman. And it ain't going to be Todd Hartley.
Well, as long as Kirby took, and I know he came down to the end and picked Charlton, but it almost makes you think that he had some defensive line coach in the making for something and it might not have went through.
I don't know. I can't remember now exactly how it went through. It happened pretty quick. So, I mean, he had him on the radar, or it wouldn't have happened that quick. So I don't know. I mean, I hate talking about him like that because it's not like he's just like horrible or doing a bad job, but still, I mean, one of these is not like the other. You got all these other dudes going off, and you know, you're rolling, but man, you ain't rolling with the big boys.
Right. It's like he's recruiting at a good level, and the other guys are like elite level. You know?
Yeah, the other guys are freaking Darnell Washington and Arik Gilbert. Come on, dude. And Hartley had a big part in Beck, the quarterback committing. Okay.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah. I mean
you got McGee.
Florida.
You got McGee pulling guys like Zeus, and he was one of the main reasons Fields committed. And I mean, you know, you got him doing all this in 1 year, and you got Hartley doing this now, and Pittman pulling the Great Wall of Georgia, and come on.
Yeah, gotta pick it up, brother.
I mean, it really is. It's hard to ignore.
Yeah. It'll be yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he closes because he really needs a strong close to this year's class.
He needs a couple of wins.
Yes. Now, I say
before Breezy's girlfriend enrolled at Clemson, looked like we were getting him. Miles Murphy was darn nearly up in the beginning. I mean, his mom went to UGA. He's from Georgia. Right. He might be from Hillgrove, which we don't normally do very good. You know, we don't hardly ever get Hillgrove guys. But, I mean, you know, his mom's an alumni. And he grew, you know, I don't think he moved to Georgia or anything. I think he's been here for a while. So he's not like a transplant that's only been here for 2 years or anything. I mean, that's usually considered a layup.
Right.
I mean, you can understand the Breesy thing. I mean, it is what it is. You know, good job, Clemson. You win this one, but I mean, you better start doing something. I'm not saying fire the man right now or anything like that, but you better do something.
I mean, I don't even see where he could win one at. He's going to have to come out of left field because he really doesn't have any other battles going on right now. I mean, he might have a few, but nothing big names out there on the defensive tackle, is there?
If he can get like Jalen Carter, or if he can pick off one of those Florida commits that was visiting or something like that, then we'll see.
Well, you usually can tell if a recruit really likes the coach if they take the pictures at the stadium and stuff with the coach. And I can't even remember the last time he's had one where recruits put it as one of their 4 pictures on their profile.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
it's just time. It's time for it to start making it, because you kind of gave him that first year, to get his feet wet, and then last year was, picked up some traction, be it gimmies or not, but this was the year it seemed like he was supposed to really, kind of clean up with Murphy and Stackhouse and all those guys in play, and then like you said, he'd had Breezy on board or in line, I should say. He seemed to have a good rapport with him, and if he comes up short with just the 2 kids that are committed plus some other kids that maybe weren't quite thought as highly regarded, it's definitely going to again stand out and be another kind of mark against him. Now the good news is, though, guys, is his on the field production is, he's getting a lot out of the kids on the field. I mean, the play and everything, the coaching them up part of it is, has been very good. I mean, the job he did with Jordan Davis was tremendous last year. So,
well, see, that's what I was about to say. Stars, everybody, including me and everybody, has to remember, the stars definitely aren't everything, because, I mean, if you'd asked me right now, if you'd asked me however many, a year and a half ago, whatever, if I would rather have Jordan Davis or, so-and-so that played the same position and went to Alabama or Clemson, then, at that time I probably would have told you so-and-so that went to Alabama or Clemson. But you look at it now and I'm like, I don't know if I'd trade Jordan Davis for any of them. So, I mean,
right.
He's hitting us, he's hitting the right targets too. So, you can't just go off, okay, Murphy has 5 stars beside his name, and, Breezy has 5 stars beside his name. He hit good with his Jordan Davis target.
Yeah, but if he can develop the ones he's got, like Walthor and Mitchell and Luke, can he develop those guys if he's going to hit 3 and 4 stars?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see those guys and like Wyatt, see how they end up doing. I mean, I know Wyatt wasn't necessarily his, but I mean, it's obvious the Duke can coach some defensive linemen. So, I mean, but then, okay, say Kirby thinks he's the weakest link, and the next guy comes in and starts recruiting lights out. Well, who's the next weakest link? I mean, so it's always going to be a topic to talk about, but we don't have to bash Trey Scott in the ground, I don't guess. I mean, he's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's still hard to ignore.
So, all right. We mentioned the over-under 2.5. We did mention who we thought we were getting next. I don't know, man. It's going to be. When do you think we hear it? Do you think we hear something Sunday, or it'll be early next week, or what?
One of them will be Saturday.
Oh, really? Well, whenever it is, everybody will be ready, sitting back and waiting. All right, let's talk about the game itself.
Hey, wait, before we do that,
biggest...
before we do that, let's do some more UGA sports besides football. And we can kind of go through it quickly if you want to. Number one, who saw the video of the ending of the 20-inning baseball game?
Dude, swear to God, I fell asleep in the top of the 20th.
You sucker. I was getting like the website ready and all, cause like for some reason stuff doesn't pick up right unless I do it after 12:30, which I always stay up until 2:30 at least anyway. So it's not a big deal to stay up that late. So I was up anyway doing the website stuff and all. So I was like, screw it, I'll put the baseball game on. I really started getting into it.
Yeah.
But nobody scored from like the 7th inning until the bottom of the 20th. Like it was 2-2 that entire time.
It was crazy.
I think they had like 50 or 51 total strikeouts between both teams.
Right.
I mean, it was just nuts.
It was insane. Honestly, I think I picked it up. I think I picked it up in like the 12th or 13th. A buddy of mine texted me. I didn't even realize the game was on. He's like, "Dude, you watching this game?" And he told me about it. And I flipped it on. Almost got a whole game after the 12th inning.
I think I picked it up in the 8th, and it ended up being 6.5 hours long, and it actually lasted so long that how they show like the replay of the games on the same network, SEC network. They have the game, and then like 3 or 4 hours later it'll show the replay. Well, the game went so long, it went into the time slot that the replay was supposed to play. I mean, it was crazy, dude.
I know Dustin was happy with the outcome, so you could talk a little bit to all his Clemson buddies.
I hate Clemson.
I was actually
anything
surprised
orange
to see.
is all I get.
Hey, I was actually surprised to see so many fans still there.
Yeah, that was surprising because weeknight.
What time did it end up ending at?
Do what?
What time did it end at?
What, like 1:30 or something, Trey?
Yeah, because it was a little after 1, I'm pretty sure. By the
yeah,
time
it was crazy.
Like I said, I didn't look at the clock when I fell asleep, but it was after. It was like 12:45 is the last thing I remember anyway.
Have either one of y'all watched the game this year?
They had a good student section there, and somebody had said that some of them actually went by wondering why the lights were still on and went in late. They weren't necessarily there the whole game. They showed up like later in the game, 8th or 9th inning, whatever, wondering why the lights were still on because the lights shouldn't be on. And they found themselves in a 20-inning baseball game.
That's funny. And I think usually after like the 7th, don't you get in for free anyway or something?
I don't know. It beats me. Then we also had I ain't going to a baseball game. Come on. We also had the basketball signees today. So Anthony Edwards and Christian Brown made it official.
Sweet.
So you got those two with the other two guys.
The early
signings. I freaking remember the names right now. Who are the other two?
All I know is all 4 of them are top 100 recruits.
You got Kamara.
Yeah.
And Jaquan Walton.
Yes, from Carver, Montgomery.
Good recruiting job, Jason.
Hey, man, those dudes at Carver, Montgomery, football team, basketball, baseball, I mean, sometimes they're not the best coached in the world and they're not the most disciplined. Those are athletic dudes at that school. In any sport, they'll be, whether it be any of the big sports, Carver Montgomery will always be one of the most athletic teams that you'll see.
Okay, I got over under for y'all.
What's up?
2.5 of them starting first game next year.
Ooh. is it's what's the say staying? Claxton? Is Claxton staying?
Hey, that wasn't a part of the parameters of the question.
Well, it has to be, because if he's staying, then I'm going to go 2. If he's leaving, then I'm going to go 3.
What you got?
But I think we are. Oh, and I can't remember his name. I'm terrible with his names, dude. I think we're starting to trend a little bit for another player who is point guards in the country, and he's like 5'8". But he's like a true like point guard. Not like a combo guard that could play point if we needed him to. Like he's a really true point guard. And so I would have him starting right away if we end up getting him. And I'm coming with his name, I promise.
You got the over-under, Dre?
What's that?
You got the over-under on 2.5 and then starting.
Of the
Yeah.
basketball recruits, the 4 basketball recruits starting.
Oh, starting? I'll say under. I'll say the two big ones, and then
What if we get Severe Wheeler, the point guard, Houston, Texas? 5'8", 165.
Yeah, I think pretty much any point guard is going to start, aren't they?
Well, I think we have a good shot at getting this dude.
See another shooter as well, or
no, he's like a true point guard.
Oh, okay.
I think he's big on Iowa State, Texas A&M. So no reason we shouldn't be able to get in there and say, hey, come play with Anthony Edwards and Christian Brown.
Yeah, because I know A&M just brought in a new coach too. So
yeah, they lost Buzz, right? Well, A&M brought in Buzz from Virginia Tech, right?
They brought in Buzz, so that'll be tough. But it's kind of a new, it's always tough being just a little bit of time to get used to, get used to the coaches and everything.
I would look at Virginia Tech center too. He's transferring. I think he got either 14 or 14.9 points a game last year, but I think he's talking to Kentucky right now.
Well, that's one thing with the two more kids saying they're going to transfer now, which makes 3, I guess, total in addition to the 4 seniors. I think they may go after maybe 1 or maybe even 2 transfers. Don't you think?
I would go after this point guard, Severe Wheeler. I'd go after transfer point guard, and I'd go after transfer center.
Mm-hmm.
And let's roll. Let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
All right, hold on.
I could definitely see a starting lineup of like Claxton, Christian Brown, Hammonds, Anthony Edwards, and like a true point guard. That's a strong lineup.
Yeah, it is. And really, honestly, I would almost doesn't Edwards pretty much handle the ball anyway? I mean,
I think he
anyway?
He can. I mean, yeah.
So, I mean, if you want to just go get another guy that's like just a big-time spot-up shooter, you could even do that too.
You could, and I wouldn't 100%. I mean, I wouldn't at all rule out Precious right now either. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. We're definitely going to rely on some freshmen. I can tell you that, whether it be 2.5 or less or above or whatever. But we're going to have some of them step up big to really even have a winning record, to be honest, much less, make the tournament.
Mm-hmm. I really think next year, Crean, that's got to be his goal, get a solid seed in the tournament, like anywhere from 5 to 8, somewhere around in there. I think that's kind of his goal with this kind of talent, even though it's young or new talent, be it transfers or freshmen. But to go along with Claxton and Hammonds, I think that's a lot of talent, like you said. I mean,
yeah,
you hit on the right guy, right transfers. Could be, top 2 or 3 in the SEC and a, like I said, 4, 5, 6 seed in the tournament.
Yeah, you still got to coach them up and play together and all that good stuff. So, that's any sport.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, I mentioned his name earlier in the podcast, and I guess it's like our old friend Sock. If you say his name, he appears magically. But Gensu has called into the show, and I know he wants to talk a little football recruiting again. So if y'all guys mind talking football recruiting real quick?
Oh Lord, there goes the neighborhood.
Well, I want to let y'all know I still got 4 years of eligibility if we need a point guard.
My man's a true 2, man. Come on.
Man,
he's a shooter no matter what.
All that we have to talk about, and you start off with that.
Well, it sounds like we're trying to find somebody to bring the ball up the court.
Hey, one of the top 3-point shooting percentages in Frederick Academy history, right here on the phone. So
that's a true story. Well, I'm sorry. I missed all the fun. Sorry, I missed all the fun talk earlier. I heard y'all ran through the visitors list for the weekend.
Yeah, we just finished up. We spent about 30 minutes on going through the list of how many it was. But it's insane. But who do you think may be our next commit? That's kind of what we discussed. We gave the over-under at 2.5 on the number of commits from this weekend. And
I'll take the over.
Yeah. And so tell us, are you hearing something on that, or is there anybody who do you think might be the next commit?
I did get word today that they're expecting, and I'm gonna put they, at least 3 this weekend, possibly 4. Now I don't know if they were counting, today's in that or not.
Right.
Yeah. But I heard that they're expecting Sherman and Gilbert to pull the trigger this weekend.
Now, see, you could have came out swinging with that instead of some small private school Frederica Academy stuff.
Hey, I'm not the one drinking at my high school state championship game.
Hey, that wasn't just a drink.
Okay, I mean, I just want to be clear here.
I wish somebody would have been clear that night.
Oh no, it's.
Oh, by the way, Jason.
I've
good news.
Go ahead.
Good news, Jason. It's G Day's on 420, by the way. So I mean,
me and the trip, baby.
Oh Lord.
Well, the word I got was we took. I had a buddy say over under of 28 stars will sign this weekend.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. No, my apologies.
Wait.
He said 18, not 28. I'm sorry. 18 stars. He thinks 2 5s. He thinks 2 5-stars and 2 4-stars.
That works.
I can see it. I could really see it. I think that would be a perfect day. If all of them jump that we want to, I think that would be a perfect day.
And really, I mean, I could
Counting
see 3
Kimber.
5-stars.
I could see that too.
I mean, I really feel like this is. I feel like this is the push for. You know, I mean, all the fussing and belly aching about, oh my gosh, we're getting jumped over again, and everybody's like, hey, look, chill out. I think this weekend, if you want to prove a point, this is the weekend to do it.
Mhm. Well, one thing I definitely wouldn't ever worry about with Kirby Smart is recruiting. I'm not ever. I mean, might get frustrated every once in a while when things are slow, just because it's no fun when things are slow. But I don't think I will ever truly be worried with Kirby Smart and when it comes to recruiting.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Kirby, but I mean, Hoagie and I were talking about this last night. I mean, I'm pretty worried about defensive line, man.
Oh, here we go.
We talked about that.
I don't went off on Trey Scott for about 20 minutes.
Well, I mean, I told Drayton last night, with the way that we're recruiting secondary and linebackers, we may not need a defensive line.
We're gonna go 0-6-5 defense.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna run 5 linebackers and 6 DBs.
Actually, what I can see happening is Sam Pittman just signed so many 5-stars on the offensive line, we had to kick about 3 or 4 over to play on the defensive line to get them on the field.
We're just gonna play a stand-up 11 on defense.
Hey, I tell you this, if Kirby Smart thought it'd work, he'd be one of the first ones to do it.
I remember, who was that defensive coordinator who used to do that? He was at Arkansas for a while, in Auburn. Thompson? Y'all remember that?
Well, the simple fact that you don't remember his name probably tells you enough about it.
Exactly. And the simple fact that I did the same thing with the Pee Wee League team should tell you enough about it too.
Well,
no, I feel like this could be a great weekend.
Hey, and to be clear, when I did do that with the Pee Wee League, I did not smoke or drink anything that day. And nobody said nothing about the Friday night before at the football game, but not that day.
How did it hold up, by the way?
How did what hold up?
Your stand-up 11 defense.
Oh, they were confused as hell. They didn't know what was going on. It was like 9 and 10-year-olds. I mean, come on. You stand them all up and just blitz from everywhere, and they're like, what the hell? It's pretty fun. But I agree. I think this weekend he's like transformed G-Day into like basically the biggest recruiting weekend we have, almost.
I would let them commit on ESPN while you had the audience to make it look cool.
Right. Has there been any announcements at a spring game before? That y'all can think of?
No, but if Kirby did it, if Mullen could somehow get someone to do it, he'd try to do it next year.
I think we need to send that in to anybody has a direct line to Kirby. Tell them, say, hey, let's get a couple of commits on at G-Day.
He ain't listening to us. I can show you that.
Hey, wait, maybe Kirby should start wearing pleated pants and goofy tennis shoes.
Get the
and oversized dress shirts.
Then we can start getting dads in uniforms as our kids commit.
Oh, my God.
That poor dude. He never knew he was going to be an internet sensation.
They've done it a couple of times.
Yeah. But that one really took off.
I just have two words to say to that. Go Gator.
God.
Y'all got to work on these sound effects. I haven't heard them in a while. You need to get some new ones.
Yeah, I need to work on the old sound effects. How about this one?
Go!
Coach Mullins. That was Coach Mullins this morning when he found out Kimber was committing to Georgia.
Go! Yeah.
Hey, Kimber,
I'll have you a new sound effect from Mullen next Wednesday. How about that?
You just visited for Florida's spring game. What do you think? You want to? Oh, you're committing to Georgia?
Go!
Oh, Lord.
Now I only have one question. Now I only have one question for Dustin.
Oh, Lord.
Why in the hell did you have to bring up sound effects to Dre?
Is this the guy who did the turkeys the one time?
No, that wasn't turkeys. That was Paul Johnson.
Yeah, what are you talking about turkeys? Nobody ever did any turkeys? Too bad we can't play that anymore. Speaking of dorks, okay, here's your poll. Here's your poll to pull up for the day. Is Florida's head coach or Georgia Tech's head coach the bigger dork now?
Oh, wow.
No socks and high waters guy.
Wow. Have you seen this dude?
But
I thought I had a receding hairline. That dude, like, I don't know, it's done receded like halfway back. I mean, 3/4 of the way back of his head. I don't understand why dudes like that don't just shave it and just go Mr.
I mean, LeBron
looked
looks at this dude's hairline and says, "Damn."
Oh yeah, LeBron's like, "Damn, son, what's wrong with you?"
Hey, if you got a 5 head, you better fire it before it quits.
Exactly. If you want to call it a 5 head, but Jeff Collins has a 27 head.
Did y'all see the new turnover thing they have now at Georgia Tech?
No.
I think it's an abacus, isn't it?
Bicycle.
No, yeah, they brought that doggone gold bicycle out.
They gonna ride up and down the
They are going to get made fun of worse than that backpack.
Look, I'm not even going to lie. I was even praying for that to be a joke.
God.
I was just like, dear God, let that be a joke because this is.
Wait, like a
I mean, how
bicycle
easy?
or?
It was a
yes, like
real
they're riding on the
Dre.
bicycle. Not even a stationary bicycle.
They had recruits put on the full Georgia Tech uniform and ride the bicycle down the hall or whatever. I saw the freaking video. I can't remember if he had the helmet on or not, but he had pads on. He was riding that stupid gold bicycle that they made.
I'm sorry. That's awful. I mean, it's their new fight song. I don't know, you probably can't hear it, but oh, never mind.
I appreciate you getting him started on sound bites there. That's the thing.
It's the
my bad.
Is there any thing on the Mrs. Gulch from the Wizard of Oz riding her bicycle?
I'm not even sure if I would have called that one a good try.
Yeah, that wasn't a good try. I didn't have it downloaded, so it didn't play well. So, but whatever.
It was just like Oscar. Never mind.
Try
So which which current players, and, everybody knows, or hopefully everybody knows this is basically a glorified practice, so you're not going to see really anything, but who, as far as players go, are y'all most excited seeing on G-Day this year?
The mailman. Stetson Bennett.
Hey, that's a good deal.
Yeah. I want to see him, but also want him to be the star of the show because I don't want anybody, any issues, no injuries. Everybody go through and be cool and get ready for fall, baby. I mean, that's all that matters to me.
All right, who you got, Dustin?
Kobe Dean.
My boy. Now we're talking. The mailman and the Kobe.
Into who you got?
I'll take D-Rob.
Ooh, that's a good one, too.
That was my second pick.
Somebody said he's been going off this spring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm also pretty excited about seeing Nolan Smith.
Yeah.
Ooh, somebody said he's been going off this spring, too.
I actually got a picture. I had a buddy of mine who went to the indoor practice facility yesterday, and they had the fastest GPS times. The top three were D-Rob, Nolan Smith, and then they do what they call the Biggins, and it was Ben Cleveland.
The fastest big guy?
Yep. And obviously they update that every day at practice based off the GPS tracking that they wear.
That's crazy.
Who else you want to see, Drake?
I kind of want to see how Wilson, the DB Wilson, plays coming into this year after the Sugar Bowl game, and maybe he can kind of get a pick or make a couple plays out there and kind of continue his trajectory upward that everybody thinks he can kind of be that next lockdown corner at Georgia.
You mean lockdown star?
Well, wherever you want to play him.
How about Jermaine Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of mine. I think Jake Rowe was the one that said it. Said that when they had the linebackers backing up in the space and covering the crossing routes, that Jermaine Johnson looked better than all of them, and he's the biggest one.
Yeah, dude is just massive. And if he can, just use that athleticism with that size, my God.
I tell you who else I'm interested to see is Matt Landis.
He's going to show out.
Rod
I think
Cole,
this
wasn't that Rod Cole?
Yeah, I think this is his time for the momentum to start, for the light to go on, for him to turn the corner, whatever word you said you want to use. But I think this is about his time.
Well, he better enjoy the spring game because once Pickens gets there, he may lose his spot.
Exactly. I mean, you already got Tommy Bush. Now you got Pickens coming too. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do.
Yeah, he's got everything available to him, you know. So it's just like you said, if he can just flip the switch, turn things around, make things happen, you know, whatever cliche you want to use. It's time to
I'll
do.
tell you this too. Don't blink or go to the bathroom or go get food when Lewis Sign hits the field either.
Oh, Greg Blue Jr.
I heard that kid's everywhere.
Yeah, they say he's been looking good. You know, not necessarily knowing exactly where to be and what to do at all times, because obviously, you know, he just got there. But they said he's been everywhere.
I just hope to God he can wrap up when he tackles.
Oh, dear God. Well, that's the other thing, as it looks like LeCount gained about 15 pounds.
Yep.
Hopefully it's in his arms.
Whew. Yeah, it looked like it was mostly arms and chest, to be honest, like for real. So now if he could use that to, I don't know, not grab people and try to clothesline them around the neck to tackle them, he'll be all right.
I'd talked to somebody who was up at practice week before, and this person is, I mean, they've been on the podcast before, not necessarily they like Georgia, but not a huge, you know, massive Georgia fan. And was never, I mean, always thought Fromm was a good quarterback and everything, but never thought he would go be like a high-end pick. Didn't think, you know, necessarily know if he was going to be able to transition to the NFL. Totally came away completely impressed with Fromm. Complete control of everything. Said Kirby was getting kind of pissed because they would call out defensive plays and Fromm would audible out of it to another play to go to counter the defense. Said Devon Wilson looked good. Said Nakobe Dean looked as close to Roquan as anything Georgia's had, you know, obviously since Roquan. But just sideline to sideline. So I said he's not quite 6 foot, but that sideline to sideline, he's as fast as any linebacker you can see. And said Isaiah Wilson.
He lost his fifth star. He lost his fifth star because, remember, he shrunk.
No. Well, you know, it's I don't know why, you know, like I said, everything he'll be, I think he'll be fine. From what he was saying, it was no problem. He was going sideline to sideline, full tilt.
I tell you this, the least thing I'm worried about is what some former hockey writer puts, how many stars some former hockey writer puts beside a name.
Well, it's just funny because they gave him a fifth star, right? And then they took a fifth star because they said he was too short. It's like he didn't shrink.
Right.
Who's behind the site?
Crazy.
Yeah. And he said that Isaiah Wilson is just completely cut. I mean, just the transformation that he's made in his 3 years now, I guess, from where he was coming out of high school to now, he said is just almost unbelievable. So obviously huge kudos to the strength and conditioning staff and obviously Sam Pittman as well, but just said he is a beast right now.
Hey, I'll tell you this. I'm not one who's ever been, like, real scared of a lot of stuff, or at least admit to being scared. But I don't see how people don't look at that offensive line and be like, what the hell am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah, I mean,
especially on that right side when you have Big Ben and Isaiah Wilson side by side, I wouldn't play.
Yeah.
Man, I'd have an ankle injury so fast.
Yeah. Coach, I pulled my hammy.
My God.
Jameer Sawyer would be starting anywhere day one, guaranteed in the East.
Oh, anywhere else? Yeah. Well, even, I mean, let's talk about, I guess, Trey Hill, most likely at center, has got maybe the biggest lower body of anybody I've ever seen.
Dude,
and still maintains crazy
Trey
athleticism.
Hill could be our punter. Trey Hill could be our punter and our kicker. All he got to do is swing his leg. The only problem is he kept deflating the balls.
So, I don't know. And then small guys, Andrew Thomas and who's going to be left guard?
You did just say our small guy that's probably going to be a top 10 pick next year.
Solomon Kinley.
Yeah, don't forget Big Solomon Kinley.
Yeah, the small side, and then the left tackle is probably our best lineman. I think, pretty much no doubt.
Yeah. Gensu was right. The small side is a top 10 pick offensive lineman.
Right.
Who by the way goes around at about 325.
Mhm. The run of the litter.
Oh, and by the way, backing them up, we got Salyer, Cade Mays, Clay Webb. Your backups, like Dustin said, would start for the rest of the East.
Yeah, the rest of the country, basically.
Mhm. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Comparing our discussions about offensive line now compared to 3 years ago, 4 years ago, it's almost polar opposite.
Man, don't even get started on that because Lady C is about to be texting me and crying.
And it's so much more fun to talk about it now. I'll just leave it at that.
Lacey about to be texting me, calling me crying.
What is it? I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. That's kind of the that's my thoughts on that.
Hey, that's the way Florida's recruiting defensive linemen now.
Any word on? Think it'll be a quote unquote sellout? You think we have about 80,000 or so, something like that? I would say over under 80,000. I would assume. What do y'all think?
I don't know who's ahead right now. Who's had the most so far?
I don't know. Let me see.
I'll look it up.
I think Oklahoma had a good bit. Nebraska always does. Nebraska's like always up there.
Yeah,
there ain't
especially with them,
nothing else
pretty
to do in
fucked up.
Nebraska.
Nebraska's pretty fired up about their Frost.
What'd you say about Nebraska?
There ain't nothing else to do in Nebraska.
Heck no, there ain't nothing else to do. Go play in the day Cornfield.
Ohio State at 76.
Ohio State's at 76,000 alive.
And then Nebraska was 68,000 even.
I'm seeing.
Whoa! I take that back. Nebraska was 76. Well, hold on. No, sorry. Take that back. He's probably right. That's last year. That's the year before.
Here, I've got an article from the Omaha paper, whatever, in Nebraska. Nebraska had 85,946. Alabama had 62,219. Ohio State, 61,102. Penn State, 61,000. Clemson, 60. Tennessee, 50. Oklahoma, 50. Auburn, 41. Florida, 39. Notre Dame, 30. And
I bet
dwindles from there.
I bet we'll be in the 60 to 80,000 range.
Yeah, I think we end up topping Nebraska, whether we really do or not. By the way, Syracuse had a robust 30. Syracuse, Jason, had a robust 3,727 people show up.
Man, they gotta get better. Dino Babers a good coach.
Does it have UNC's on there?
Oh crap! I just closed it.
Hey, how many?
21.
How many does Ohio State have?
61 or 60,000, something like that.
So you telling me 61,000 people showed up to see their new prize quarterback stink the place up? 113 yards, 98, 133 maybe. 113 or 133.
Hey, and Jason.
And
you can't tell me
came on one pass that he underthrew severely, and the wide receiver and the walk-on DB saved his ass.
Hey, Jason, you can't tell me that not one of them 60,000 didn't call him a racial slur either.
Oh, see, now you're going to get me started on that.
I don't know. Maybe they did. All right, before we get into that, you guys got any final thoughts, any comments, anything else?
I do. You know, I said something about that's how Florida's recruiting defensive linemen now?
Mm-hmm.
2019 class. Weak side defensive end, Chris Bogle, 6'3", 212 pounds. Weak side defensive end, Lloyd Summerall, 6'5", 220 pounds. Defensive tackle, Jalen Humphreys, who some project better as an offensive lineman, 6'3", 303 pounds. And that's it. One interior defensive lineman. Last year. 2018, they had, let's see. Well, I'm still scrolling. Weak side defensive end, 6'2", 221 pounds. They did have another defensive end, 6'5", 269. So he might could grow a little, add a little weight and go inside. And that's it. So the past 2 years recruiting, they had a 303-pounder, a 269-pounder, and 3 guys that weigh 220 or less. That's that's it. I'm going straight off of their commit list.
Mm-hmm. Keep it up. That's all I can say. Cause
that's what. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total. 5 total defensive linemen. 3 that weigh 220 or less that might have to play linebacker / DN. 1 that weighed 260 and 1 that weighed 303 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
In 2 years. And by the way, the year before that, 2017, a 250-pounder, a 305-pounder, a 320-pounder. So they recruited 8. Oh, and Slayton, who's like 360, who probably won't ever see the field. So in 3 total years, they recruited 8 defensive linemen.
Mm.
Maybe 4 of which could play inside.
Yeah. Well,
in 3 years of recruiting.
And if we don't know their names by now, they're probably not going to, see the field. You know what I'm saying?
3 years of recruiting, and you've recruited 4 that could even just play inside?
Hey, like I said, hopefully they'll keep it up because we know it's one in the trenches.
The year, okay, let's go 4 years. The year before that, they had Clayton, who just transferred to Tech, another 220-pounder. Hold on. A 250-pounder. And that's it. 10 defensive linemen in 4 years. And I think Clayton and another one has already transferred. So you're talking eight defensive linemen on scholarship in 4 years. And at least 4 of those 8 that weigh 220 or less.
That would make me wear pleated khakis and tennis shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying to tell me they want to keep bringing up UGA and want to keep talking crap to UGA, who could pop out 5-star offensive linemen? I mean, we're going to throw out a fresh Cade Mays and a fresh Jamari Sawyer on a couple of 220-pounders who've been playing the whole game.
And with Kirby, who hasn't been shy about exacting revenge on teams for stuff like that, too.
Dude. Okay, after we finish the podcast, I'm going to post their defensive line recruits. Their defensive line, I'm going to post this on the board so we can see it all at one time, because that's ridiculous.
Right.
That isn't even a full team. That's why you can't. That's why
right.
you can't have a complete scrimmage, because they only have enough defensive linemen to do it.
Yeah. Hey, keep talking junk and keep recruiting away, or that's all I gotta say.
Woo. Hey, what they say about Florida State spring practice so far?
I haven't kept up with it, to be honest.
You haven't seen it? What they say, Dustin?
I haven't seen it either.
What?
Sorry, man.
Hold on. So you know, brought in what's his face as offensive coordinator.
Oh, Kendall Browse, yeah.
Kendall Browse, and so they hadn't even been having like full practices or anything. They've just been doing like walkthroughs.
Well, they don't have 2 quarterbacks, do they?
I don't know.
Maybe that's why Blackman's numbers were so good. Is he played for both teams.
Yeah, he played all-time quarterback.
Well, I think he threw for over 400 yards, so that makes sense now. Here you go. Find it.
Taggart revealed during a speaking engagement in Jacksonville that Browse did not hand out a playbook this spring.
What?
Oh, Lord.
Said he wants to keep it that simple for them.
Well, they do. Draw it up in the dirt.
Said,
All
you talk about being simple. No playbook. At first, I was a little hesitant about that. Taggart told the crowd of FSU boosters. But seeing how guys responded to it and how they went out and executed was impressive. So we did talking about they didn't have any penalties, and it was confusing the defense. If that was confusing the defense, then their defense is going to suck. I said we don't have a playbook. We do a lot of walkthroughs and guys take notes, but we don't give them a playbook. Coach Browse doesn't script plays, and you ask him why don't you script the plays, and he said you can't go fast if you're looking down at your play sheet. No playbook.
I don't know about that. All right, 2027, 2028. Is Taggart still the coach at Florida State?
When?
2027 and 2028. That's when Georgia and FSU play them, yeah.
Hell no. They need to be asking what he be the coach in 2020, 2021.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting.
No playbook.
No playbook.
Could you see UGA fans, Alabama fans, Ohio State fans, Clemson fans, Oklahoma fans? If these suckers came out and said, "Hey, we're not using a playbook this spring."
Hell, I almost think those fan bases would be more okay with it than Florida State fans should after what they saw last year. It looked like they didn't have a playbook last year either.
Is that congratulations? You just took Dan Mullen and Georgia Tech and made it to where they're not the laughing stock anymore.
I mean, jeez. That's crazy.
I mean, hell,
right.
I'm pretty sure that Jason's Pee Wee team had a playbook.
Man, we had
stand up 11, man.
No, it was extensive, baby. Them dudes knew what they were doing.
That playbook was as thick as the Cheesecake Factory's menu.
Actually, I'll tell you exactly what we did, and I hate them. I hate them with a passion. So I hate to even compare it to that. But that's the only thing I could think of. It was 11 and 12-year-olds, and I had a dude that was 6'2", 200 pounds that could run. And I just put him at quarterback and ran him like Scam Newton. It was so easy. It was ridiculous.
Could he throw too?
Yeah, he could throw the ball. I mean, not necessarily with a lot of accuracy, but he could throw it probably further than I can.
So he is like him.
Yeah, basically. I mean, seriously. We played one team, and I had a parent come to me afterwards, like the next week, and was like, "Yeah, my boy went to tackle your guy, and we thought he was okay, but we found out we had to take him to the hospital, and he started throwing up blood because he had internal injuries."
Oh, God.
And that is a absolute true story, not even kidding.
Jeez.
I couldn't, during practice, we couldn't run Oklahoma drills or anything with anybody with him. I had to get some pads on my nephew, on my, what was he? He's 28 now. He's like 24, 25 then. And my nephew's probably 5'9", 5'10". Probably then he was probably about 220, 230. He was a big boy. And that's the only guy that I could let him hit because he would hurt our kids in practice. I mean, I literally had to put Chase out there, my nephew, and be like, "You're the only one that can do it," because I wasn't about to let him hit me.
Where's this kid now? Is he playing high school ball or?
Man, he was playing high school ball. He was being recruited by not like SEC teams, but D1 teams, and ended up going to jail for robbing somebody, breaking in and robbing somebody.
Hurt my feelings. I was like, dang, son.
Dumb stuff.
I think he ended up getting like a 10-year sentence or something like that. I was like, man, come on. Yeah, he was nasty.
That's awful. All right.
He's coming out.
Saturday?
He's coming out as the quarterback for the sequel for The Longest Yard.
Yeah, exactly.
That or I think Auburn might be recruiting him.
Well, it's kind of the same thing, right?
So, all right, boys. The good thing is Saturday, Georgia wins. And we can all just sit back and enjoy it and watch a lot of good things, hopefully. Any final thoughts from anybody else? Jason, Dustin, or Ginsu?
I'll say 4
Go
recruits.
Dogs.
I'll say 4 recruits, 18 stars.
All right.
Counting,
I will take it.
Counting Kimber, right?
Yep, I get to count Kimber.
I could see that if everything goes perfect.
I'll take it. Dustin, you good?
I'll take that too. I'm not going to complain.
All right. Appreciate everybody listening in. The replay will be up ASAP, and also check out the YouTube page, Field Street Forum. They'll have the replay. Dustin will have that up probably, tomorrow sometime? Or the next day. Keep it up. Keep an eye out for that. Check out fieldstreetforum.com. Hit the front page and the Classic City chat. Always check out Playbook Athlete on Twitter and the website itself, playbookathlete.com. Pretty good website, isn't it, Jason? Nope, not there. All right. Hit up dwoody15 on Twitter. Check out Field Street Forum, Field ST Forum on Facebook and Twitter. Give me a follow at The Real Dre. And Ginsu has said before he's too old for all the social media stuff. But until next time, go Dogs. See you.
Woo!